And welcome back. It's time for some big people talk tonight. Our sex expert and psychotherapist, Dr. Angela Jones, is here. And this week, she's helping us with your lover's deadbeat friends. If you don't get along with your significant other's friends, it can really cause some drama, right,
Absolutely.
Dr. Jones?
Yeah.
So if you have that friend that's constantly hanging around, borrowing money from your significant other, how do you intervene without causing a rift in your relationship?
The thing is, you always have to ask, why is it I don't like this person? So
Why the hell are they here?
why are they here? And I mean, if you and your significant other have an understanding, you guys have communicated about it, you wouldn't know why they still have an attachment to this person or why this person is still around. So trying to help your partner understand why it bothers you is probably the most important thing to do, but it's going to have to be on a pace that is comfortable for them and you. If you push it too far, you're actually going to push them closer to their friend. And so that can be a very frustrating process.
Now, what if that deadbeat or that friend is actually a relative of your husband or your wife?
It sounds like a toxic relationship. So if they're dealing with a toxic relationship, they're already deep in it. They're already, I would consider it poison. So you have to help the partner, your spouse, your significant other. Hey, you know, this is what I'm noticing happens when you're around this person, and this is how I think it affects you. If you make it too much about yourself and why you don't like that person, it's more likely that your partner's not going to listen to you. So if you tell them like, hey, I'm noticing that you're sadder around this person, or you're stressed, or your anxiety is too high when you're around this person, then they'll probably listen to you more because you're making it more about them than you're making it about you.
Now, is it ever advisable to go behind your significant other's back and talk to this person and say, stay the hell away from my husband, my wife, what have you?
No. If you can not do that, if you have to do that, I've seen it happen and I've seen it have to happen. But if you don't have to do that, no, I don't recommend you doing that, because what you're doing is sending a different message of, I don't trust you as my partner to handle this. So if it's a husband or a wife, you have to show them or give them at least some chance to show you that they can handle it themselves. Now, if it's becoming toxic for your relationship and it's starting to leak into your life, then yeah, you should go and probably talk to them. But if you talk to them in an aggressive manner without your partner knowing, then that can cause a problem too.
Now, would it be different if you're married to that person and not just dating that person, and you don't want the other friends around that you consider deadbeat? Is there a difference in how you should approach it if you're married or just dating?
If you're married, you still have to have a mutual respect with your partner. Your partner needs to be able to handle his friends. The initial question that I say, why don't you like their friends? Because sometimes people don't like their partner's friends because they're worried that their partner is going to do what their friends do. So that's actually more indicative of what's going on in your relationship. You don't trust your spouse to handle the situation or hang around people. You don't trust them to say no to the things that they're doing.
Now, I've seen some husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends shut down the nights that they hang out, like the all boys night, all girls night. Could that be detrimental to a relationship where you're controlling someone and saying you shouldn't go hang out with your girls or your boys?
Right. That is detrimental to a relationship. Now, should they be hanging out as much? Probably not. Should
Not
they
every
be hanging
weekend,
at the same place?
What's a good amount of time? Say once a month, once a quarter, what?
I've seen different relationships. I've seen somebody say once a week was fine for them because they had their own circle that they hung out with. Once every 2 weeks, it really depends on your relationship. The problem is when it's like once a never, like once every year. No, that's not. They have to have other relationships other than you. The problem with relationships is that we think we're supposed to provide everything for them, but friendships and family and things like that provide a different kind of relationships that we all need. So you have to be able to balance that in your relationship. So if you are like, well, you know, I don't want you to hang out with the strip club, or I don't want you to go to this singles night with your girls tonight. Well, okay, that's understandable, but you can't cut off all the relationship.